5 more simple tips to make you a better baker. Number 1, never measure flour like this. Instead, aerate the container and spoon and level it like this. If you insist on scooping it, at least aerate the bag first, then lightly scoop and level it. Number 2, most of the time you'll want to add your flour in 3 parts, alternating with the milk or whatever wet ingredients you have, and ending with the dry. Scrape down the bowl a few times and mix just until it's combined. It's okay if there are a few clumps. Number 3, when a recipe says firmly packed brown sugar, they mean literally that. Press it into the measuring cup with your hands so that the sugar comes out in one solid piece. Number 4, if you don't have a scale, use an ice cream scoop to divide your batter evenly. That way you can count how many scoops goes into each pan. And number 5, your cakes are done when the edges are just golden and separating from the pan a little bit. Of course, a toothpick inserted in the center should also come out clean.
Never scoop flour. It compresses the flour and you end up getting more than you need, which makes your dough dry and crumbly. 1 cup of flour is just under 4.5 ounces, but scooping it measured over 5 ounces. The best way to measure flour without a digital scale is to spoon it into your measuring cup. Resist the urge to flatten it with a spoon. Rather, scrape off the excess flour with a knife. You can get a digital scale for under $20 at most home stores or Amazon. It's really easy to use. Just turn it on, place your bowl on top and hit 0. Select grams or ounces and add your ingredients until it reaches the weight you need.
Show me the life hack that you randomly saw one day that is now an unconscious standard practice in your life. I'll go first.
If you have leftover chocolate, do not throw it away. Pipe them onto parchment paper and then chill this in the fridge for 30 minutes till it's firm. And now you've basically got chocolate buttons. You can store this in a container or a plastic bag and let it sit in your cupboard the way your normal chocolates would.
Hey guys, in this video I want to try and address 2 of the most popular questions I've received about these brookies. One little thing that I have to say is that this cookie recipe is not easy to make. The smallest inconsistencies can change the product completely. First question, why is my batter so runny and why won't it hold its shape? The most likely reason is because your chocolate and butter mixture was not cooled enough. If it's even the slightest bit warm and you add it into your egg and sugar, it's gonna make it really runny and it won't hold its shape. If you want it to cool faster, you could even put it into the refrigerator, just make sure it's all evenly cooled. Second question, why are my cookies not forming that crack on top? The most likely reason is because either your oven was not preheated for long enough or your oven is just simply not hot enough. Just always keep in mind that everyone's oven is a little bit different, so you have to cater to your own oven. If you have a fan, bake it at 150 degrees Celsius, but if it still doesn't crack, crank it up to 160. If you don't have a fan, bake it at 170, and if it's still not cracking, crank it up even more. If you still have problems with this recipe, feel free to take a picture and send it to me through Instagram and I'll get back to you.
Freezing your cake layers will change your life. Making a cake, frosting and decorating it all in one day is exhausting, so I make my cakes 3 to 5 days in advance and then freeze them. But you have to do it properly. Wrap each cake in 2 layers of plastic wrap, not aluminum foil or you could end up denting the cake. Then you want to store them with cardboard rounds in between or anything flat really, that way your bottom will freeze flat. When you're ready to use them, let them thaw for 15 minutes in the plastic wrap so the condensation forms on the plastic, not the cake. You'll find that it's easier to level and decorate when they're cold. That's why I'm not being dramatic when I say
Not a single person asked how I store my cakes in the fridge, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. So when the cakes have cooled down but still a tiny bit warm, I take them out of the cake tins. And then I wrap them in some cling film and ensure that every single bit of the cake is covered. So I take them out of the tins, wrap them in cling film and repeat the process with all of my cakes. I refrigerate these overnight and then decorate the next morning because then the cakes are firm and easy to handle. And for those who asked for this video, which is no one, I hope you enjoy it.